Welcome back. Now, the integration of the Lafarge businesses and overall volume and sales increases from its iron ore and cement segments have bolstered Afrimat's first half performance. The group says the first quarter reflected a continuation of the prior year's challenges, but by the second quarter, the benefits of improvements implemented began to gain momentum. Afrimat CEO Andries van Heerden joins us now for more on that performance. Thank you so much for your time, Andries. Now, of course, my read on the period is that it was a tale of two quarters. What was the key difference between the two quarters?
So, Natia, you're absolutely right. Going back more than the period into last year, we had a very difficult year last year. We had a couple of things that happened together, and the most important was the Lafarge business that we bought was newly integrated, and it was a very, very difficult integration with a business that was in a very bad state. We knew it was a turnaround situation, so last year we were impacted by that. And that went into the first quarter of this year as well. We still saw in our cement business, we still saw significant losses. And that was also coupled to severe weather conditions in the first quarter of this year, where our aggregates businesses were impacted by that. But then when the second quarter arrived, we saw a significant improvement in our aggregates businesses. The cement business started performing better, and the losses started to disappear. And fortunately, over the entire first half of this year, our bulk commodities business, specifically our iron ore business, did very well.
Yeah.
So, the first quarter was still remnants of the turnaround as well as the bad weather, and then the second quarter, things really fired.
All right. Yeah, thank you for clarifying really just what's characterizing the performance there, particularly in the cement business with the integration of Lafarge and, of course, that turnaround. I want to go into the iron ore market because we've all the talk for the last few months has been on the commodity cycle. But, of course, we know that not all of them are the same. In terms of pricing on iron ore, do you think the cycle has turned?
Yeah, I think so. We haven't seen the very good performance that some of our colleagues in the gold industry and other industries have seen. So iron ore is not close to its best levels ever. But we've seen a stabilization in the beginning of the year. I think it was around about $90 a ton. And for the last couple of months, we are north of $100 a ton and currently trading around 105. Now, that's a reasonable price. It's not the best price ever, but it's reasonable, and we can live on that price.
Okay. I want to zoom into demand and starting off with the local iron ore demand. It's a pleasant surprise that Afrimat saw a significant increase in sales volumes, even with the headwind in the ArcelorMittal's long steel business. How has Afrimat navigated that?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is our biggest competitor in the iron ore supply market, due to just of the age of their mine and the cost of production, were forced to close that mine, and that created an opportunity for us. So we are now the biggest supplier of iron ore in the domestic market.
All right. And just on the iron ore exports, you expect volumes to be lower than your allocation for the full year, and this is due to a logistics challenge. Is this challenge short-lived?
I think so. The first half was actually very good. We saw a good improvement on the previous year, and the second half, we know that there's a shutdown. Today is actually the last day, as far as I'm aware, of the annual shutdown. And we just caution that there is a shutdown, a couple of days of production, and after the shutdown there might be some teething problems. So it's just being cautious in the guidance we're giving.
Yeah, and it's not just ArcelorMittal's long steel business that's in trouble. It's also the ferrochrome smelters that were temporarily shut down during the period. And of course, that affecting the domestic demand for anthracite. So now you have to look at the export market to boost volumes from the Nkomati mine. Could the current headwinds threaten the future viability of the mine?
It could, if the export market is weaker than we currently see it. If it becomes weaker, that could impact the future of the mine. But we are trying very, very hard. You know, we've worked very hard. That was also a turnaround business and it took a long time for us to get the mine to a very good state, and we are very happy with where the mine is now. So we are trying very, very hard to find alternative markets. If we could see some of the ferrochrome smelters coming back, that would just definitely save the mine and the jobs on the mine.
And my previous question actually also applies to the industrial minerals business that's been affected by both the ferrochrome smelters and ArcelorMittal.
Yeah, fortunately, the industrial minerals business is a very small part of our business, which we traditionally have reported separately just because of the unique nature of that business. And as you say, the close down of the ferrochrome smelters together with the long steel business from Mittal did have a serious impact on that business, and that was even exacerbated by the late rains in the agricultural industry. So the agricultural lime market was later. We did get the sales, but it did come in later. So in this reporting period, we also saw a decline in that. But the industrial market is a concern.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Andries. We do have to wrap up the conversation there, but it's very interesting to see how shareholders of Afrimat responded to the numbers. I think the last time I checked, the share was up 10%. I really appreciate your time. That was Afrimat CEO Andries van Heerden.